पेटीएम तेरे स्टॉक प्राइस को क्या हो गया रे?
स्टॉक नहीं, स्टॉक हो गया है।
भाई लाफिंग स्टॉक है ये तो।
चाइना का 10% स्टेक
प्राप्त हुए।
Since 1999, Elon Musk has been trying to create a one-stop everything store for all financial needs. He tried that with PayPal and now he's trying that again with Twitter. But just like Indian moms say, we already have a super app like that in India. You can make payments, book tickets, recharge your FASTag, borrow loans and even order food from it. I am talking about PAYTM, which has faced intense criticism over the last few years, courtesy of its failed IPO, which burned massive investor wealth. But in the recent quarters, it seems like PAYTM has been making a comeback. Its stock is more than 50% up this year, and their recent quarterly report say that PAYTM has achieved operational profitability, that is, the revenue from their core businesses are more than their operational costs. According to the PAYTM founder, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, this puts PAYTM on track to become cash flow positive by the year end. So, in today's video, I want to break down 3 things for you. Firstly, how does PAYTM actually make money? Second, what strategies did they use to become operationally profitable? And thirdly, what does this mean for the Indian startup ecosystem? But before we begin, I'd like to thank our partner for this video, the MVP.in. So, whether you're a gamer, video editor, VFX artist, or a 3D artist, you need a powerful PC, and the MVP.in is the best place to get it from. You can purchase pre-built PCs, but my favorite part is building the PC using the MVP.in's custom PC builder. You can pick your motherboard, your RAMs, your GPU, and all the other parts. You can literally combine all your favorite part and make your dream PC. And if you are somebody who likes to see what the PCs can look like, you can go to their Instagram and you will find some of the coolest looking PCs and cases. And guess what? If you like any of them, you can literally just buy the same one from them, and that's exactly what some of our team members also did. I know that some of you are worried about transportation and packaging, but the MVP.in has got that also handled. They've been shipping world-class PCs across India for 8 years now, and on top of this, they also offer a 3-year doorstep warranty with stores in Gurgaon, Hyderabad and Bengaluru. So do not let your hardware hold you back. Get your PC from the MVP.in. Now back to the video. Now, as I mentioned, PAYTM is not just a payments app, but a super app for consumers and merchants, and it makes money in 3 ways. Starting with payment services, which is basically its cash cow, making up for 62% of its revenue. Second is financial services, which is its fastest growing segment. And third is cloud and commerce, its unique advantage. Let me explain payment services. Payment services are basically of 2 kinds. One is your processing fee and second is a subscription fee. This is how processing fee works. Think of PAYTM like a middleman. It basically helps transfer your money from your account or wallet to the shopkeeper's account, and in the same transactions between a consumer or merchant, it charges a fee. Now you must be like, wait, PAYTM does not charge me any money on UPI payments. That is absolutely correct, but it's a little more complicated than that. So I'm going to explain this through 4 levels. First is your entry-level merchants who can accept payments UPI to UPI for free using their mobile QR code or printing that onto a sticker. This is for your regular people like auto drivers, kirana store owners, etc. Let's come to level 2. Let's say that this kirana store owner levels up to become a small retailer or a small grocery store. And for this, previously retailers needed a cashier to sit, count money and give back change. But now you have the PAYTM soundbox. Now this is much cheaper for the store owner than a cashier's salary, but still costs this owner some money. And it's not just a one-time cost, it's a subscription. The installation cost of this PAYTM soundbox is 300 rupees and the subscription fee is 125 rupees per month. And this is the biggest surprise out of all its revenue sources, this little soundbox, which according to the Indus Valley annual report has been sold 1 million times in the past few quarters, accounting for 8% of its overall revenues. Now let's come to level 3. The small retailer's business starts booming and he's scaling up again. Now he needs to start accepting credit card and debit cards, and for that he needs a card machine or POS device. And depending on which card or wallet the customer pays with, PAYTM charges a small percentage of the fee to the merchant. This is called a merchant discount rate or MDR rate, which varies from 0.4% to 1.99% and so on. Now, along with the processing charge, the merchant also has to pay for the subscription charge for the device. And Paytm has 3 types of POS devices, all with their own one-time payment and subscription fees, which you can see here. Now let's come to level 4. Finally, if this business scales again and goes online, Paytm charges the merchant a platform fee along with MDR and subscription, which keeps changing on different scales. Now, Paytm has found a genius way to onboard small merchants and get the best out of bigger merchants. The small merchants who opt for Paytm app or Soundbox now trust the brand, so they're more likely to use their products as they scale. And it gives crazy value for money compared to a traditional cashier. The Paytm business app will give you analytics and insights from all the payments it registers and helps the merchant make decisions like which goods should I stock up next, which brands are customer favorites, all based on hard data. And regardless of how the merchant's business is doing, Paytm still makes money with this subscription model. In fact, the total merchant subscriptions skyrocketed from 29 to 68 lakh in financial year 2023. And all of this has led to deeper penetration of Paytm's POS devices in tier 1 cities, leading to more and more transactions with cards and wallets, which has resulted in a 55% year-on-year growth in the total value of transaction or GMV, which stands at an insane 13.2 lakh crores. Then there's the financial services vertical. 2 years ago, this vertical made 128 crores, which made up for just 5% of the total revenue, but now it makes 1,540 crores and 19% of Paytm's revenue. This vertical sells many financial products like wealth management, insurance services, and mainly loans. Here again, Paytm is just a middleman. It's using the vast network of users and connecting them to lending partners like HDFC, Shriram Finance, and Hero FinCorp. Paytm basically earns money from these loans by charging a small processing fee to both its loan partners and the consumer merchants. Among the loan it distributes, Paytm has seen demand for small ticket personal and postpaid loans grow the most, since banks often tend to ignore them. This is because Paytm understands how price sensitive the Indian market is. So through their BNPL platform, Paytm Postpaid, Paytm offers loan as low as 250 rupees. And this segment makes up for the majority value of loans compared to merchant and personal loans. On top of this, with retail lending set to become a 1 trillion market in India, Paytm is eyeing to disrupt the small credit lending space by improving their products and tech stack with the help of AI. Lastly, we have the cloud and commerce division. Here, Paytm makes money by selling travel, movie, and event tickets to consumers, for which it charges a convenience fee. And I'll tell you a crazy stat. According to a Red Seal report, in 2020, Paytm was the second largest movie booking platform after Book My Show in India. On the merchant side, it sells marketing and advertising services to SMEs, telecoms, and other enterprises, with GMV as the key metric, which grew 10% year-on-year in the most recent quarter. Now that we know how and where it makes its money, let me tell you, where does Paytm spend all that money and how did they become operationally profitable? Well, over the past few years, Paytm has consciously done 3 things. First is reduced indirect costs and expenses. In the last 4 to 5 quarters, Paytm has kept these costs steady at 1,000 crores, but revenue has continued to grow. Indirect costs made 60% of revenue in Q1 of financial year 2022, but in the recent quarter, it made up just 45% of the revenue. The second thing is reliability. Apart from that, Paytm has created a solid tech stack which has made it a reliable platform for users. You may ask, how reliable? Well, check out this data from NPCI, which states that its UPI failure rate is the lowest amongst its peers. Third is massive data collection. Years of doing business means Paytm has collected massive amounts of merchant, consumer, and payment data, which has helped it carve a moat for itself by selling more personalized products to consumers and merchants. So, does this mean that all is good for Paytm? Well, the signs are positive, especially with Vijay Shekhar Sharma becoming its largest shareholder recently after buying out Chinese giant Ant stake. Now let's come to the last segment. What does this mean for the Indian startup ecosystem? See, we've always stressed on the importance of running businesses profitably, and when India's super app is doing its best to make a profit, this is a sign of India's startup scene maturing from growth at all costs to growth with profitability. If Paytm does manage to achieve profitability, it would be a big win for the Indian startup ecosystem and the India growth story. Well, that is it for today's video. I am Achina Maya, and if you wish to watch more such business case studies, please subscribe to AevyTV.